Hi, I'm Michael Albor, Matrix Artistic Director here in New York City. Mark, thanks for being my model today. What's so exciting about Mark is he's not only my model, but he's also a client and a hairdresser that works here at HairClub, right?
Yes.
So we're excited about that. So today, what we're gonna talk about is he's got something really cool in his hair called X-Strands. It's a new product here for HairClub, and it's so amazing. You wanna say a little bit about that?
Yeah, I've been doing X-Strands for about 4 years now, and they actually tie hair into my existing hair, just on the top for additional volume.
And what's nice about it is it's just so fine, you can't tell at all. It's just little strands that are tied to each piece of hair, right?
Exactly.
That make the hair super full. And what we're gonna show you today is how to make that one step further by using a blow dry technique and also some products. The first thing that we're gonna use is Bodifying Styling Jelly, which is a raw product by Biolage. And what it does is it's 98% from natural organic products. So that's amazing, especially with the lifestyle that we're living today, where people are healthier, right? They're working out and they want healthier products to use, right? So we're gonna take a little bit, we're gonna take about a dime size, and what this is gonna do is it's gonna help me to smooth out Mark's hair and give it polish, but also just add a lot of body to the hair as we blow dry. So it's just a first step, and we're gonna give him this cool, fun kind of pompadour, because pompadours are really big, right, in hair right now. And the next thing I'm gonna use is a Denman brush, and what's great about a Denman brush is that it has these nylon bristles and also this on the bottom, this rubber, and it's slightly curved. And what that's gonna allow us to do is this slightly curved part that's rubber is gonna get rid of any static in the hair as we blow dry the hair. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use that partly rounded part. I'm gonna brush Mark's hair forward, and then I'm just gonna start doing something called leafing. So leafing is where we pull up the hair around the brush, and we're just letting that curve of the brush just kind of give some roundness, slight roundness to the hair. As I'm using the blow dryer, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put the nozzle of the blow dryer right onto that rubber part and get that curve of hair and the lift that I need to start getting some body and some lift for my pompadour style. So I'm just taking section by section across the top of his head. I'm placing the nozzle right on the rubber, and I'm just pulling and lifting and rounding up Mark's hair. And I'll go section by section all the way to the front. So now I'm gonna pull another section. I'm gonna pull it up with my Denman brush, and then I'm gonna automatically just pull, and as you can see, what's happening is it's getting a slight round. It's not getting a curl. It's giving me really great lift to the hair. And we'll just keep going and lifting and pulling through. And you can see the Bodifying Styling Jelly is really, really making the hair full and giving the hair body. So anytime I'm trying to get body from hair, I'm always gonna go in with a gel first and make sure that I saturate the hair with that gel from scalp to ends to make sure that I'm getting the product everywhere, because wherever I don't get the product, I'm not gonna get the desired level of body that I need for the hair. And what's amazing, Mark, is that as I'm blow drying this hair and you're really blow drying through it, what I love about the X-Strands is that you don't see it at all. It's just totally seamless to the hair, and it really adds a lot more hair to your client. So we're going in, and now this front part, I'll lift straight up and just bend the end, and then straight up, and then bend the end. So now with these type of hairstyles, what I like to do next is to go in and actually flat iron the hair. So the next step that we're gonna do is we're going to use something called thermal active spray by Biolage. And this is thermal acting spray. And what's great about thermal acting spray is it's gonna do two things. It's gonna protect the hair from the heat of the flat iron as I go to set the hair, but it's also gonna give me a slight amount of starch mark and just a little bit of slip and shine so that it really holds into a style. This is something that you don't necessarily have to do each time, but it's a great way if you know you're gonna spend the day out and you're gonna go to something fun, that you wanna keep that hairstyle really working. So now I'm gonna brush the hair again forward. As you see I comb it, you can see seamlessly, you don't see any of those X strands where they start and stop. So amazing. So now I'm gonna go in with my thermal active. I'm gonna take a slight piece of hair and I'm gonna spray the section with my thermal active lightly. And then I'm gonna take my flat iron and I'm just gonna lightly run my flat iron through the hair and slightly bend the ends of the hair. Each section I'll go with my thermal active spray. And remember, what that's giving me is just the littlest tiny bit of starch and also a lot of shine. So I'll go step by step, go in with my flat iron and just slightly pull out and bend the ends. This is just gonna give me even more hold and body and extreme lift as I work through the hair, and then polish, because that flat iron is gonna really help to polish the hair, make it shiny, and then as we texturize it later, it's gonna all flow in. So take another section, always horizontal sections, always back, go through. So Mark, how often do you have to do and add to the X strands?
Typically once a month.
Once a month, the client will come in and add a few more?
Usually about 500 strands per month.
500 strands, wow. And how many do you imagine are in your hair?
I probably have about 1,500 in there right now.
Wow, 1,500, and as I pull the hair, I mean, I don't even see them. It's so hard. I feel like you need a microscope to kind of see them.
Yeah.
They're so seamless. So cool. All right, so I'm working through the top, Mark, almost to the front of the hair. And what's great about thermal active is it's really gonna protect your hair up to 450 degrees if I go to flat iron, okay? So now I kind of have this crazy little set that's happening. So I'm gonna pull through with my hands. And then what I'm gonna do is take a little bit more of my bodifying styling jelly, just a tiny, tiny bit. And I'm gonna actually use this to give it some texture. And also just make it look a little more natural, right? Because after we set hair, we want it to look a little bit more natural. And I'm just pulling through. And what happens when you go to texturize hair is it starts to get piecey again, it starts to get more natural. But we have one more thing that we're gonna talk about, right? We're gonna talk about our strand builder, right? This thing is amazing, right? So we made your hair a lot thicker already. We used our bodifying styling gel. Then when we went in with some thermal active and an iron, you have the amazing X strands in your hair, which your hair already looked full to begin with because of those. And then we're gonna go in with our strand builder and we're gonna go sprinkle it. So what does this do, Mark? As you sprinkle it in the base, it just kind of puts some more density at the base, right?
Absolutely. Yeah, it kind of fills in the spots that I don't like.
The spots that feel too fine, where you still see a little bit of scalp. Yeah, and you see that. It makes it just that much more fuller at the scalp. And there we go. There's Mark.